Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. And again, we had anticipated setting this matter for an hour. It's now 7:30 p.m. on a Friday night, and I thank my staff for staying late to accomplish a good hearing where we could have a thorough examination and arguments made. And so we're happy to have devoted the 4 hours to it, although it was unanticipated. I will also note that the findings aren't going to be contained in the minutes. The clerk is only able to enter so much data, and so it'll be the order portion that will be in the clerk's minutes. I also wanted to just compliment Mr. Towers. I really think you're going to make a heck of a lawyer. You have a real way with the words. You are able to get to the analysis quickly. You asked, for the most part, hugely appropriate questions. And I just want to say that for a person representing themselves, you've done a terrific job. So you're not the normal. Usually when we have a pro per litigant, they struggle to understand rules of evidence. They struggle to understand what's expected. They don't get the points that are supposed to be made. And you've done a tremendous job there. And so I'm thankful that you have had this legal background to assist you, but you also have a definitive skill there. And so I think that you will make a tremendous lawyer, and I'm glad that we had the benefit of that skill rather than struggling to explain along the way every step and process. The dilemma, of course, for the court is jurisdiction. The jurisdiction, and I'm going to go through all my findings and why, but the jurisdiction is just not in Nevada, and that's the dilemma. If I could rule from the heart, and there's so many cases where I wish I could, and if I could recognize the equities to both parties, and if my job today were to say who'd be a good parent and what's in the children's best interest, I have no grievance with either party in that regard. But my job today is to decide which court will ultimately hear the central issues, not making a decision today, but strictly one of jurisdiction. And so when I look at jurisdiction, we know that the parties were married in Israel. We know that both the children were born there. We know that the children have lived here for less than 6 months. And you're right, Mr. Towers, someone has to pick that time frame. Someone has to say it's 6 months or it's a year or whatever the time frame is. And when you think you approximate near that, it seems like it should be a slam dunk, give or take a little. But it's not. And we measure from we measure our time frame differently, and we know for a fact that it's been substantially less than 6 months here, that Nevada is not the home state of the children, and we know that Israel is the habitual residence. And so under the Hague Convention, this court can't enter the kind of orders you'd like the court